Hi students, welcome back to All for C Learning. This is session 38. In this session we are going to discuss chemical properties of chloroform. In previous session we learned that how to prepare chloroform and what are the physical properties of chloroform. Now we are going to discuss chemical properties of chloroform. In that first one, oxidation. In physical properties only we mentioned that how to store chloroform. Like we need to fill up to the brim to the bottle, and how to use amber colored bottles, and we need to add 1% ethyl alcohol. While storing of chloroform, we need to take 3 precautions. First one, we have to fill up to the brim, and second one, we have to keep in amber colored bottles only, and third one, 1% ethyl alcohol. What happens if we are not going to do such things? Here chloroform undergoes photochemical oxidation, that already learned. This one undergoes oxidation in presence of sunlight. In presence of sunlight, we are getting phosgene, COCl2 and HCl. If we are using any strong oxidizing agent, then this chloroform converts into carbon dioxide. In presence of strong oxidizing agent, chloroform oxidizes to carbon dioxide, whereas in photochemical oxidation it converts into phosgene. What we learned in previous session? Phosgene, poisonous gas. Earlier it was used, chloroform was used as anesthetic, but later they came to know because of more uses of chloroform as an anesthetic, it may cause liver damage. Hence, right now we are not using. It was replaced by halothane. That we will see a little later. Now, chloroform we are not going to use as anesthetic, and by using chloroform there is one more problem, that is upon photochemical oxidation it converts into phosgene, which is poisonous gas. Carbonyl chloride, it's one more name. Poisonous gas, carbonyl chloride. To avoid this, we need to add 1% ethyl alcohol. Then this carbonyl chloride converts into ethyl carbonate, which is non-poisonous. That all things are we learned. Next one, reduction. Chloroform undergoes reduction. Chloroform undergoes reduction in presence of zinc and HCl. In presence of zinc and HCl, we are getting methylene chloride as product, dichloromethane, methylene chloride and HCl. Nothing but here controlled reduction, zinc and HCl we are getting methylene chloride. Whereas the same reduction it performs in presence of zinc and water, we are getting methane as product. With the zinc and water, we are getting methane as product and 3HCl. That means this one is complete reduction in presence of zinc and water and heat. Chloroform undergoes complete reduction, whereas the same chloroform reduction in presence of zinc and HCl, we are getting methylene chloride or dichloromethane. So oxidation and reduction. Upon reaction with chlorine, chloroform it is a trihalo derivative, trihalomethane. This one upon chlorination in presence of sunlight, still there is one more replaceable hydrogen. That's why we are getting carbon tetrachloride and HCl product. So chloroform upon reaction with chlorine in presence of sunlight, free radical mechanism, it gives carbon tetrachloride. Next one, hydrolysis. Here HCCl chloroform. This one upon hydrolysis in presence of base, that means we are going to use aqueous KOH. Means base hydrolysis, this is what we call hydrolysis in presence of base. During hydrolysis here, nucleophilic substitution reaction takes place. Cl will be displaced by OH minus. Then what you will get product? CHCl3 upon reaction with 3 moles of KOH. Listen carefully here. How many moles KOH? 3 moles KOH. Then we are getting HCOH, OH like this. We are going to write generally. Means Cl displaced by OH, but as we discussed in previous sessions, no one carbon is going to bear two or more than 2 OH groups, right? That means this one is highly unstable. It immediately loses water. Then we are getting product HC-O OH. This is what we call formic acid. Formic acid basically acid. Formic acid basically acid. And hydrolysis performed in presence of base. Since hydrolysis performed in presence of base, acid combined with base and converts into salt, potassium formate. Now, generally you will get question. In order to hydrolyze 1 mole of chloroform, how many moles of KOH required? How many moles of KOH required? Here, for complete hydrolysis, 3 moles of KOH utilized for formation of formic acid, and after formation of formic acid, 1 more mole of KOH for neutralization. Means 3 moles KOH as a substitution. Instead of Cl, OH group, OH minus replaces Cl minus, right? Nucleophilic substitution. And after formation of formic acid, base reacts with that acid, forms salt. So complete hydrolysis of 1 mole of chloroform required 4 moles of KOH. 4 moles of KOH. This will be remember. If you ask question, until formation of formic acid only, then 3 moles of KOH required. 1 mole chloroform undergoes hydrolysis with 4 moles of KOH. In other words, complete hydrolysis we are getting potassium formate. Whereas with 3 moles of KOH, formic acid, right? Now, so really this mechanism proceeds like that only. Mechanism is not going to proceed like that. HCl initially 1 Cl minus replaced by OH, and later this oxide is going to provide electrons, and as we know that Cl is good leaving group, it will leave away, and we are getting HCl. Later this Cl again is replaced by OH minus. So overall here mechanism, either way you may learn, either by displacement of 1 Cl minus with 1 OH, later HCl remove like that, or here like this you can learn. Ultimately you are utilizing 3 moles of KOH. Now, nitration. Chloroform undergoes nitration. It gives trichloro-nitromethane as product. Here CHCl3. Still it consists one hydrogen here. That hydrogen replaced by NO2 group. As we know that HONO2, nitric acid HNO3. In general, we are going to write HONO2. So chloroform upon reaction with nitric acid, we are getting trichloro-nitromethane CCl3NO2. Here if you observe the reaction, 2 molecules combine to form 1 molecule. With elimination of small molecule, what is that small molecule? Water. 2 or more molecules combine to form large molecule. With elimination of small molecules, such type of reactions what we call condensation. 2 or more molecules combine to form large molecule. With the elimination of small molecules, that what we call condensation. So here this reaction we can say condensation. During condensation what happened? Chloroform upon heating with nitric acid. You are getting trichloro-nitromethane. Trichloronitromethane, it is used as tear gas, insecticide. This one is insecticide. This one is used as tear gas, which causes burning sensation to eyes. Resultant you are getting tears. Also called war gas, insecticide, tear gas or war gas. This one is liquid. Remember that trichloronitromethane is a liquid. It is not gas. But in general its name is tear gas or war gas. Its boiling point around 112 degrees Celsius. Around 112 degrees Celsius. That's why this is not gas actually. It is a liquid. At room temperature it exists as liquid. So chloroform undergoes condensation with nitric acid. You are getting trichloronitromethane. Here if you observe chloroform, it furnishes H plus ion and nitric acid just behaves. It donates OH minus just like that. Reaction looks like. That means here chloroform acts as acid and nitric acid acts as base. Looks like reaction, acid base reaction, water molecule and salt you are getting. So similar reaction with acetone also. Similar reaction with acetone also. So chloroform upon reaction with acetone, CH3, C double bond O CH3. Here we are getting CCl3, COH, CH3, CH3. See here, chloroform upon reaction with acetone, we are getting product chloritone. What is that? Chloroform with acetone. It gives a product what we call chloritone. So this reaction looks like again small molecules combine to form large molecule with or without elimination of small molecules. With or without elimination of small molecules. This is what we call again condensation. So two or more molecules, small molecules combine to form large molecule with elimination or without elimination of small molecules. That's what we call condensation. Now what do you say? Chloroform undergoes condensation with acetone. It gives product chloritone. So this reaction generally takes place in presence of base. So what happened reaction? How the mechanism proceeds? Here if you observe CHCl3 in presence of base, we are getting CCl3 minus plus H2O. Now this CCl3 minus acts as a nucleophile. And in acetone, C double bond O center is electrophilic center. Then what happened here? CH3, C double bond O. Upon reaction with the CCl3 minus, this CCl3 minus has to come and attack upon nucleophilic carbon, electrophilic carbon. This is a nucleophile approaches to electrophilic carbon. Then we are getting CH3, O minus CH3 and CCl3. This one abstracts proton from solvent. Here abstraction of H plus. Then we are getting CCl3, CH, COH like this. So what is the IUPAC name of condensation product of chloroform with acetone? So as I mentioned that it is chloritone. Chloritone IUPAC name. If you observe this one is first carbon. So this first carbon consists 3 chlorines. So 1 trichloro. And the second carbon consists methyl. And second carbon consists OH group. Here function group is OH group. And 1, 2, 3. So 1 trichloro, 2 methyl, 2 propanol. 1 trichloro, 2 methyl, 2 propanol. This one is called chloritone. Chloritone is used as hypnotic drug. Chloritone is condensation product of chloroform and acetone. It is used as hypnotic drug. So IUPAC name 1 trichloro, 2 methyl, 2 propanol. Next property, reaction with silver powder, chloroform, 2 moles of chloroform. Upon reaction with silver powder, we are getting acetylene gas, AgCl 6 moles, Hc triple bond CH, acetylene. Chloroform upon reaction with the silver powder, it gives acetylene. In this reaction, what happened here? Dimerization and AgCl precipitate out. As we know that AgCl is white precipitate, and reaction with sodium methoxide. You know very well sodium methoxide is a strong base and a strong nucleophile. Hence, chloroform HCCl. This one upon reaction with NaOC2H5 or C2H5ONa. This O minus is going to take part in substitution. So here there are 3 leaving groups, one after another. OC2H5 minus displaces that Cl. So ultimately 3 moles of C2H5O minus we are going to use here, and we are getting HCOC2H5. That means here NaCl eliminate out, HCOC2H5 taken thrice. This is what we call the ethyl orthoformate. That one also you can write as C2H5O taken thrice CH. C2H5O taken thrice CH, ethyl orthoformate. Next one. Ramer-Tiemann reaction. Phenol upon reaction with chloroform, in presence of base either NaOH or KOH, then we are getting product orthohydroxybenzoaldehyde as a major product. Along with that, small amount of para-hydroxybenzoaldehyde. So this orthohydroxybenzoaldehyde is called salicylaldehyde. Once again, what is Ramer-Tiemann reaction? Phenol upon reaction with chloroform in presence of alkali. That alkali generally NaOH or KOH, any base we can use. And we are getting orthohydroxybenzoaldehyde or salicylaldehyde as a major product, whereas para-hydroxybenzoaldehyde is a minor product. This is one of the tests for chloroform. Chloroform gives orthohydroxybenzoaldehyde with phenol. That is one of the tests, right? Now, how this reaction mechanism proceeds, what intermediates are involved in this reaction, let us see. As in case of chloritol, we discussed that CHCl3 upon reaction with the base, this base abstracts a proton. Base can abstract a proton because of formed carbanion is more stable. As we learned in previous session, CCl3 minus is more stable because of resonance, right? So it abstracts a proton and gives CCl3 minus, and this CCl3 minus further loses Cl minus because of Cl is good leaving group, more electronegative. Whenever carbon acquires negative charge, then it facilitates more to leave that Cl as a Cl minus. Hence we are getting CCl2. This is what we call dichlorocarbene. What it is called? Dichlorocarbene. We are getting singlet carbene here. Singlet carbene, its name is dichlorocarbene. As we learned that singlet carbene, triplet carbene, What is the difference between these two? Spin multiplicity, how varies, we learned already. Here, being a singlet carbene, these two electrons how exist? These two electrons exist as spin pair, right? Triplet carbene means two electrons exist as individually two unpaired electrons, right? That is the difference in between singlet and triplet. So this one sp2 hybridized singlet carbene sp2 hybridized. One of the hybrid orbital occupies this lone pair, and there is one pure p orbital remains at carbon. Okay, this one is carbon. Now, as we know that phenol in previous session, this point also we learned. In case of phenol, oxygen lone pair readily participates in delocalization. Hence, phenolic oxygen has more sp2 character. Which character? More sp2 character. Generally, oxygen is sp3 hybridized. Here, oxygen 2 lone pairs, 2 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs, 2 bond pairs. But phenolic oxygen, it's because of its lone pair involved in delocalization with the ring. Hence, it has sp2 character rather than sp3 character. Now, ultimately, because of the delocalization of lone pair from oxygen to ring, here oxygen containing hydrogen is more acidic. Hence, this one upon reaction means influence of base, obviously it abstracts proton and it comes out as phenoxide ion. That means phenols has acidic nature. Acids are completely different from acidic nature. Just like Amitabh Bachchan is different from imitating Amitabh Bachchan, a person imitating Amitabh Bachchan. So, being a person, if imitates Amitabh Bachchan, he never becomes really Amitabh Bachchan, right? Just like that, it shows acidic nature, but these are not acids. So, because of acidic nature, base, in presence of base, it loses proton and gives phenoxide ion. Since after formation of phenoxide ion, if it can stabilize, in such a case only formation takes place, right or not? That means phenoxide ion is stable. How do you say stable? It is stable because of its lone pair, means negative charge involved in delocalization. Because of negative charge involved in delocalization, here what happened? Double bond O, like this. Alright. Now, this one again further involves in resonance, then ultimately we are getting compound like this, negative charge. And one more resonance structure is possible by delocalizing electrons. Hence, we are getting total 3 resonance structures. Of this, if you observe, with respect to oxygen, there are 2 ortho positions and 1 para position. This one is ortho, this one is ortho. In these 2 ortho positions, negative charge is located, and in para position, negative charge is located. Now, basically, carbenes are neutral, bivalent, electron deficient species. What are carbenes? Neutral, bivalent, only 2 bonds are there. Neutral, you do not possess any charge, either positive or negative charge. That's why what I am saying. Neutral, electron deficient. If you observe here, because of 2 bond pairs, 2 2s are 4 electrons, and there is 1 lone pair, means 2 electrons. Total 2 2s are 4 plus 2, total 6 electrons. Still, this carbon has incomplete octet. That means we can say electron deficient. So, electron deficient, neutral, bivalent, and electron deficient. Electron deficient species generally we called as electrophiles. Electrophiles are nothing but electron pair acceptors. Electron pair acceptors are nothing but Lewis acid. So here dichlorocarbene is electrophile, which has Lewis acidic nature. So it has tendency to accept electrons. Okay, it has tendency to accept electrons. Now phenoxide ion, it is electron rich. Being phenoxide ion, it is electron rich. It has tendency to donate electrons. Now that donating tendency is there from either ortho or para position. Either ortho or para position. Means in previous session we learned you are not supposed to consider because of 2 ortho positions ortho product is major. Because of 1 para position para product is minor. We are not supposed to say like that, right? But here there we learn that para is major because of hindrance. Because of hindrance, para preferably major. Fine. But here you wrote para is minor and ortho is major. Why like that? Here hindrance is not there. Let us see what happened here. Now this either ortho or para position. Because of that position is electron rich. That electron rich position, let us consider ortho position. This one upon reaction with CCl2 which has one vacant orbital and the electron pair. Now into its vacant orbital, this one is going to give electrons. That means this is acts as a nucleophile, this one acts as electrophile. So this one is Lewis acid, this one is Lewis base. Lewis acid base reaction again. Now there will be a formation of new carbon-carbon bond. There will be a formation of new carbon-carbon bond. Hence here Cl2. Because of this one donates electron, now it acquires negative charge. Earlier this carbon is attached with one hydrogen. So that hydrogen remains as such. So see here CCl2 minus, CCl2 is a neutral. Being a neutral electrophile, it prefers to go to ortho position because of ortho and para. Both positions are electron rich. But what I am saying, it prefers to go to ortho position. Let us see what happened here. Ortho formation of CHCl2. This one upon hydrolysis. This one upon hydrolysis means this is going to abstract proton from solvent. And later the 2Cl minus ions displaced by 2Cl minus ions displaced by 2 OH groups, OH minus groups. Okay, means that what we call hydrolysis. So let us see what happened here. After formation of this intermediate, what happened here? This one is getting back its electron pair. Then this one is O minus, and here H plus comes out, right? So this H plus goes here, O minus converts into OH. Now ring retains its aromaticity by losing proton. Because of this reaction performs in presence of aqueous base. So base abstracts proton, here water molecule comes out, that water only acts as solvent, and we are getting CCl2 minus. And this CCl2 minus, because of carbon negative charge, it is carbon ion, it abstracts proton again from solvent. We are getting CHCl2. We are getting OH and CHCl2. From solvent. OH minus comes out. Now, this one upon hydrolysis, the 2 Cl groups replaced by 2 OH groups. But as we learned that no one carbon is going to bear 2 OH groups. So CH, OH, but it is unstable. Immediately loses water and converts into ortho-hydroxy benzaldehyde. Ortho-hydroxy-benzaldehyde. Have a look once again. Raman-Thurman reaction. Phenol upon reaction with chloroform in presence of alkali, either sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, any alkali. We are getting ortho-hydroxy-benzaldehyde, also named as salicylaldehyde, as a major product, and para-hydroxy-benzaldehyde as a minor product. Here question is, whenever you explained in previous sessions, you mentioned clearly para product is a major product because of hindrance. Any species prefers to go to para position, means electrophile prefers to go to para position rather than ortho, because of an ortho hindrance is there. So para will be major, but here you wrote para is minor and ortho is major. Now whenever you see, look the reaction here, you will get one doubt. Really para is major or ortho major? You wrote ortho. So how ortho and in which way reaction proceeds? For that, first step, generation of electrophile. What is electrophile here? Carbene. Which carbene? Dichlorocarbene. From where you are getting? Chloroform. So chloroform, still it consists acidic hydrogen. So how do you say acidic hydrogen? Because of after losing that H plus it can stabilize. How that CCl3 minus gets stabilized? Because of it participates in resonance. Negative charge upon carbon is participating in delocalization with vacant d orbitals of chlorine. That we are lead. So it is stable. CCl3 minus is stable, and from that, because of carbon electron rich, Cl minus has good leaving tendency. It will leave away, and ultimately we are getting CCl2. That is CCl2. What we are getting? Singlet carbene. The carbene what we call singlet carbene. What is the difference between singlet carbene and triplet carbene? In case of singlet carbene, both electrons are paired up, means located in say one orbital, and there is one vacant orbital at carbon. Whereas in case of triplet, the two electrons exist as two individual unpaired electrons in 2p orbitals. In such a case, it do not have any vacant orbital, right? So here, dichlorocarbene, carbons are neutral, electron deficient, electrophiles, neutral, electron deficient, electrophiles, being electron deficient Lewis acids also. Now, phenol has acidic hydrogen, is not acid, acidic hydrogen. Upon reaction with base, base abstracts proton and gives phenoxide. Phenoxide is more stable. Because of phenoxide, negative charge involved in delocalization. During delocalization, negative charge appears in ortho and para position. Now, if any electrophile comes, then it can go to either ortho and para position. What is the possibility? What possibility ortho has? The same possibility para also has so far. Now later, CCl2, dichloroneutral carbene, come and attack ortho position, and you are getting newly formed bond here, CCl2 minus, and it retains its aromaticity. In order to get its aromaticity, it loses H plus, that H plus goes here, and this one upon hydrolysis, that C2Cl groups are replaced by 2OH, but no one carbon is going to be a 2OH group, it immediately loses water, and you are getting ortho-hydroxybenzaldehyde. Now question is, why ortho-hydroxybenzaldehyde? Why para-hydroxybenzaldehyde is minor? Why ortho-hydroxybenzaldehyde is major? Here simple. In case of ortho-hydroxybenzaldehyde, intramolecular hydrogen bonding. What is that? Within the molecule hydrogen bonding exists. Within the molecule hydrogen bonding exists. Because of this one, here it leads to cyclization. Hence it attains more stability. That's why ortho-hydroxybenzaldehyde is major. Here in this case, if CCl2 minus has to come and attack in para position of negative charge, then you are getting para-hydroxybenzaldehyde. So here ortho para-hydroxy, both formation is same, but ortho is major because of intramolecular hydrogen bonding. Whereas in case of para, such intramolecular hydrogen bonding we cannot notice. Now, sir, if ortho position is blocked with any group, then where substitution takes place? If we block para position, then is it possible to get maximum, means total amount as ortho, or if any other product formation takes place? Have a look there.